To the top, non-stop, turn it up.
Yes, man.
Isaiah.
Is that thing on? Yeah, it's on. What up? This is JH. Gonna give you a video here. I'd like for you guys to watch the video to the end for that keyword. We're gonna talk about some things that I didn't know. I kind of knew. I got it explained to me. It's a little confusing, but it's definitely information for you. It's regarding pay scales and this little confusing topic. Now, it's important that you listen to the video. I'm going to explain it the best way I can. And the reason I tell you to watch the video and listen to it is because I don't want you to email me after I explain it, asking more questions about it, because I'm going to explain it the best way I can. So what I'm getting is people will ask me a question, then ask me another question, and then ask me another question, and they'll ask the same exact question 20 different ways as if I'm going to change the answer. Yeah, no. So it's important that you watch the videos and try to comprehend it. If you can't comprehend it, let somebody else listen to it, and maybe they can explain it to you. I don't explain this well because it's not the easiest topic. Again, this is about pay scales. So, you start at the post office. What I just learned was that in certain parts of the country, and I've said this before, so I got to stand corrected. I used to say that if you were a clerk in North Carolina, they're going to pay you the same out there in Texas. I thought that the pay scales were the same across the board. That is not the case. There are a select few cities, don't go and ask me which ones, that have a higher pay scale. I found this out just by having conversation with one of our drivers, and he said that he had started at a higher pay rate, then he came down to, etc. So let's clear this up. If you start out, let's just say as a processing clerk, assistant, or whatever, and I'm just giving some examples, don't hold me to these states. North Carolina, we're gonna say $15 an hour. Not saying that's the price, not saying that's what you're getting paid an hour. Come on, I don't know why I need to explain this in like a child, but see some of the emails I get. $15 an hour in North Carolina. Then you go and you see something over in California, they may be starting at $16 an hour. I didn't know that. There's something about certain areas in the country, and it's according to the union contract. Typically it's across the board, but it goes towards the union contract and the cost of living in that area. So if a person that's living in a very high cost of living area, according to that contract, they may get paid a higher rate starting. So if you see in a comment, Jen says, I'm starting at $16 an hour here in Fresno, California. And then you see Jim over in North Carolina say, well, I'm only getting 15. This is bullshit. That's not JH's fault. I thought I knew, but I just learned some new information, so I'm translating that to you. Got that? Good. You didn't understand that? Rewind the video. Next topic. Pay scales as far as steps and starting. What that means, it's so difficult to understand. I was actually going to post a picture of one of our step increases and how that works and the letters that coincide with the pay amounts. But that would just cause you to ask me more questions. And I ain't got the time for that. Okay, What I will do though is tell you again, everything starts with the union negotiating a contract for your craft. If the union negotiated a contract for a mail handler in 2018 to start at $15 an hour, and you started in 2018 at $15 an hour, then in 2019, mid-19, they renegotiated the contract. Somebody starting out at the same exact craft that you are may start at a higher pay rate. It may be $15.50. Or it may go back. It may actually decrease. I'm not saying that happens to you, but it does happen. That is the way that every couple years your union negotiates in your area. I didn't realize it was an area thing, although it's the nationwide unions. Your area. So, if you're starting at X amount of dollars and you started, let's just say you started earlier this year in, I don't know, March. And then somebody starts after November, like now, December, for whatever craft. They may start at a higher level than you did. The new contract was negotiated and went into effect in November of 2020. If you're interested in seeing that contract, I'm not going to post it. You go Google it. For the mail handlers, for the mail handlers union, the APWU union, just look up the pay scales. Now, as far as increases, you get 2 cost of living increases per year. I don't know if I'm getting this backwards. I believe you don't notice these things until you actually look at your paycheck from 5-6 months ago. So I didn't really pay attention to any of this. And you'll understand this once you're in there making money. You're like, well, I didn't even realize I got a pay raise. But there is 1 increase per year, I believe, and 2 cost of living increases per year. So 1 pay raise per year and 2 cost of living increases per year. If I'm wrong, because I'm going to stop the video after I do it, and I'm going to look at the notes that I have, and if it's wrong, just check in my comments, in my video description, and if it is wrong, I'm going to edit it and put it in that video description. I'm not going to do this video over. I got to get to work. But it'll tell you exactly how many cost of living COLAs, cost of living assessments, increases you get per year, and how many raises you get per year. This does apply, the increases apply even if you're not a career employee. That would be for the assistants, the CCAs and the mail handler assistants and the PSCs. Once you become career, which is the PTFs and the career employees, you will get cost of living increases as well. This probably sounds like a lot of mumbo jumbo, and a lot of you probably turn the video off right now, but it's definitely information for you to keep in the back of your head when you guys are quick to ask me, hey, what's the most a person can make? So somebody that started 15, 20 years ago in my craft may make their cap level is a lot higher than what my cap level is, meaning the most I can make. See, when I joined the post office, I fell under a certain union. A certain contract. So according to the contract that I was with when I started, that's where they work. My pay scale and my pay increases. How do you find out where you sit? You go on your light blue. If you're employed, you go on your light blue and you look up your Form 50. When you look up your Form 50, you got to navigate that. Don't ask me how to do that. It's too much. Find your Form 50 and then look and see what your pay code is. It goes by letters. Confusing you even more right now. It may be FF, F. It may be, and there's steps to it, and you just kind of follow it across. It's a huge scale thing, and it'll confuse the hell out of you. But it'll give you a general idea of what it is that you can make if you start within that contract's time frame. I hope I didn't lose you. Keyword to type at the bottom of the in the comment section is Christmas tree. And hopefully this gives you a little bit more insight into why I don't like to explain certain things, because you guys want to get into the post office and you want to jump the gun and say, well, how much is it that you can make? How much is, see, if I tell you, oh yeah, well, I'm at 70 grand a year, and then you start and you're like, well, I'm only making 50 grand a year. You'll be like, well, why didn't I start at what this guy started at? Again, we all have different levels that we start at. It is so complicated and so complex, thanks to government. Don't get frustrated. It's just how the ball bounces. I think I covered what I needed to, again, with the cost of living assessments, pay increases, and where you stand with it. If you haven't already, go subscribe to my other channel. That guy's pretty cool over there. If you don't know about the other channel, I'll leave a link in the description as well for that channel. I don't know if I'll be making another video before the end of the year. If I don't, happy holidays if you celebrate, and have a blessed new year if that's what you enjoy. All right, this be JH and Doochies. Don't forget to type that word at the bottom, just so I know you watched the video to the end.